Good morning, myself Professor Dinesh Kumar from VIT, and today this semester we are going to learn about 3D modeling, and now I'm going to teach you about Autodesk Maya 2018 version. Sorry I couldn't make it in person there. So anyway, this tutorial would help you to learn about basics of Autodesk Maya. So let's talk about this. Here I'm using a version of Autodesk Maya 2018 because I feel it's convenient to go with this, and also I would recommend you guys to go with Maya 2019 and 20. That will be fine. They keep on updating the software, so the tools are getting a bit changed and updated all the time. So I would recommend you guys to go with either 2018, 19 or 20. So that would be best. So let's talk about the interface here. So in this my interface, and you can see that we have menus down here, and we have certain tools, and we have shelves. Okay, so Maya is all about a 3D modeling software. So let's talk about that. So Maya is from a software company called Autodesk because they own the entire entertainment industry. And also Autodesk owns softwares like 3ds Max, Maya, and other AutoCAD, and kind of some engineering softwares they are making it. And the reason why Autodesk Maya is being in the industry for long or surviving long is because of its easy and convenient user interface here. So let's talk about the user interface here first. So when we go to the interface here, all we can see is there are certain tools here. Let's see. The first one is modeling. So this is a drop-down list. Just click on the drop-down list and choose rigging. So once you switch from modeling to rigging, you can see all the menus will be changed or switched based upon the models you're choosing here. Then the next one is animation here, and see the menus are changed. So it basically depends upon what kind of work you're doing in Maya. So probably we are going to do or discuss only about modeling. So I prefer modeling here. Yeah. And next one here we have shelves. All of the tools, whatever we are going to get from these menus, those we can also get from these shelves. Shelves is a collection of icons where you can find all the icons for all the possible menu options. You see that. So that's what here. Then one more thing is we have a selection tool. So this is a selection tool. Mostly we have to work only with the selection tool here. Okay. So this is about these menus and shelves. We will discuss much in detail about when we create 3D surfaces. So let's talk about another one. And we have a set of tools. So the left side of your interface, we have selection tool, and we have a marquee selection and paint selection, and we have manipulators there. Okay. And we have an outliner. So outliner is basically a kind of a bin where you can see what are the default objects or what were the 3D objects you have in your Maya scene. So if you create a sphere or a cube, you can find that object here. So whichever object you create, you can see it in this outliner. Okay, this is called outliner here, which basically show you the list of objects in your scene. And by default, you'll be having some perspective, top, front, and side cameras. There are 4 cameras here. If you guys really remember your first terms art classes, you would remember that there are 4 viewports we usually use to paint something or draw something, like your perspective, top view, side view, and front view. So all these 4 views are available here in Maya also. You can press spacebar. So once you press and leave your spacebar, you can able to minimize this and you can go through it. Or there is another option here. You can see this is single viewport, and this is your 4 viewport. Once you click this layout button called the 4 viewport, yep, now you can see your viewport is switched into 4 viewports. One is your perspective, then top, then you have your front, and you have your side view. So all these 4 views are there. So if you would like to maximize any of these viewports, what you can do is you can just click or put your mouse pointer anywhere on this interface and press spacebar. Just press and leave the spacebar once. Now it is maximized. Then again press and leave the spacebar once. It is minimized. Now move your mouse cursor over to the top interface, and again press. Yep. Now to the front panel. Now to the side panel. Spacebar. Then again spacebar. So this is really a good shortcut key. So you can easily switch from one view to another view. Okay, it's purely depends upon your convenience. So so those are the main things we have. So here we have a scenes, and here we have the list of objects, and here we have the set of menus and the set of icons in the name of shelves. And the next one more important thing when it comes to Maya is all about settings. For example, we may accidentally make some changes in the settings. For example, we may click this, we may drag and drop it somewhere. Like, look at this, we can, oh, I could pull it off. See, like I have pulled it off. Or if you done something accidentally, if anything is wrong, if you don't want this, if you want to switch it back or something like that, you can always do that by going to your Windows. Then you have your settings and preferences, or you have workspace. In the workspace you have modeling standard. Okay, now it is switched to modeling standard view. It is a modeling standard view. So this view will be used prominently for modeling standard. And there is another view called Windows Workspace. We have Maya Classic. Yeah, Maya Classic is our previous one. And we have Windows Workspaces. We have Modeling Expert, where you can't find any other scenes. It's only about your scene window, no other windows there. So if you're good with your interfaces and the shortcut keys, then you can use this method. Then you'll be having some other workspace like sculpting. Of course, Autodesk Maya also has sculpting, but it's not that good like your ZBrush. Then you have a UV editing. There are many such interfaces for texturing and rendering, many things. Anyway, we switch back to Maya's modeling standard or Maya Classic. Anything is fine. So let's switch to modeling standard. I think it's much better. And yep, modeling standard. And this is one way of switching from your your interfaces from one viewport to another viewport. Also, there are other things there. For example, when you go to your Windows menu, you can also see there are some workspaces like rigging, animation, rendering, things there. Okay, and you have reset. So whenever I make some changes in this, I can always revert back to my initial state. For example, let me pull this. Let me do something. Let me pull this one. Let's see whether it works. Now go to Windows menu, workspace again, and reset modeling to factory. Yep, it works. Okay, so this is really one good thing. We have an attribute editor. I can pull it off, and modeling I pulled it off if I did something accidentally. And look at this, there is no outliner in the window. You remember the outliner window where you can see the list of objects in your scene? You can also access it by going to your Windows menu, and there you have your outliner. That's it. So all these things are there. But anyway, if you would like to switch back, I can go to Windows, Workspace. I prefer to go to Reset Modeling Standard to Factory Default. So now everything will be back. Ta-da! It's done. That's it. Now everything's done. Let's talk about next thing. So the first thing, like we discussed, when you press your spacebar, you can see all the 4 viewports here. So I want to maximize this. Again, I press spacebar. Minimize. Okay. Again, maximize. Okay. Minimize. Okay. Again, the same here. The side view. Again, the same here in the front view. You can also see here that will be a tooltip which shows the label, which shows that which viewport you're in. Okay. If you're familiar with your art classes, then you might know why we are using this 4 different viewports, so that we could really able to visualize that object clearly, much imperfect. So for example, what I can do is I'm in the polygon shelf, poly modeling. So I have a cube. Yep, I have a cube here. Great, I can see that. So if it is a cube, I'm just scrolling my mouse wheel, so I can see a cube which has 6 sides, and it's all the same when you view from top view, side view, front view. There won't be any big change there. Whereas if I select this cube and if I delete it, great. Let me create a torus. Okay, now look at that. It's a perspective view. When you look at this torus from the top view, what you can get is like a donut. Yep, the donut shape is visible there. Whereas when you look at the front, what you get is like an elliptical. The same in your side view. So this you can get with the help of these 4 tools, viewports. So the advantage of using these 4 viewports is you can easily identify whether the object is in particular shape when we look at in all the directions, because we are now going to deal about 3D objects where the sense of 3 dimension is required. So when people say 3D, what is 3D basically there? So 3D is all about X, Y, and Z axis. Look at here, we have your X, Y, and Z axis. So that's what. So this is what we call as a 3D, where Z says about the depth, X says about your horizontal, Y says about your vertical, and Z is your depth. So without the Z axis, it will be just 2D. So it's 3D software. So we need to confirm whether the object we created is proper in all the viewports at all the time. That's why we have to use this. Anyway, you can select this object in any viewport. You can delete them. Let me select this and I can delete it. It's fine. Let me go back. I select this interface and I press my space bar. It's great. It's working now.